Hello, my friends. Today we're going to be talking about what God has to say about racism. I know I kind of went on a speech about this before, but we're going to take other Bible stories that have to do with racism. So we can start in Leviticus chapter 19, verses 33 and 34. And if a stranger dwells with you in your land, you shall not mistreat him. The stranger who dwells among you shall be to you as one born among you, and you shall love him as yourself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Now, this is basically saying that there will be people not like you, maybe different color, different nationality, different religion, but you are supposed to treat them as your own kind. And a little later down the road in the book of Numbers, Moses' sister and brother, a prophetess and a high priest respectively, went a little above and beyond with their prejudice and condemned Moses for marrying an Ethiopian or a black person. So this is Numbers chapter 12 verses 1 to 15. Then Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. So they said, Has the Lord indeed spoken only through Moses? Has he not spoken through us also? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very humble, more than all men who were on the face of the earth. Suddenly the Lord said to Moses, Aaron, Miriam, Come out, you three, to the tabernacle of meeting. So the three came out. Then the Lord came down in the pillar of cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both went forward. Then he said, Hear now my words. If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to him in a vision. I speak to him in a dream. Now so with my servant Moses, he is faithful in all my house. I speak with him face to face, even plainly, and do not in dark sayings. And he sees in the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against Moses my servant? You should always be somewhat fearful when you want to condemn and speak out against other people. When you condemn and hate people because of actions that they took that you might not have liked, you tend not to be as loving. And judging someone based off of the color of their skin and because they did not come from where you came from is just absolutely disgusting, and the Lord, our God, is correctly pointing this out. So the anger of the Lord was aroused against them, and he departed. So now God is gone. He just left. He was so mad at Miriam and Aaron for condemning his brother and speaking out against him without shame that he married a black person. And when the cloud departed from above the tabernacle, suddenly Miriam became leprous, as white as snow. So now Miriam is struck with leprosy, and the worst type of leprosy. She's white as snow. That means she is on the brink of dying because of her racist actions against her brother. Then Aaron turned toward Miriam, and therefore she was a leper. So Aaron said to Moses, O my Lord, please do not lay this sin on us, in which we have done foolishly, and in which we have sinned. Please do not let her be as one dead, whose flesh is half consumed, when he comes out of his mother's womb. So Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, Please heal her, O God, I pray. Then the Lord said to Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, would she not be shamed 7 days? Let her be shut out of the camp 7 days, and afterward she may be received again. So God casted her out from the Hebrew people for 7 days because of her actions against Moses. And for those 7 days, the camp did not leave without her. So that should show you how serious God takes racism. And there's another one in the book of Jonah. So, to summarize the book of Jonah, God wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh and preach the word of God. But Jonah said no because he had nothing but hatred for the people of Nineveh. And so, long story short, he tries to go somewhere else. He gets swallowed by a whale. He prays to God and promises he'll go to Nineveh. But the point is that he was punished severely by God because he refused to go someplace based off of these terrible prejudices that he had toward them. And God took care of that real quick, let me tell you. And now I want to talk to you about 2 other verses, one that I mentioned before in a different video, and another one that I kind of always allude to. So the first verses that I want to look at are Matthew chapter 22, verses 35 to 39. Then one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him and saying, Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law? Jesus said to him, You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first great commandment, and the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. These 2 commandments hang all the law and the prophets. He is saying that once you love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and you love your neighbor like yourself, all the other laws are fulfilled. There is no room for bias against one another based off of creed, religion, origins, or color. And the Bible makes it very clear in Genesis chapter 1, verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. We are all made in the image of God, and we all deserve to be treated as equals. You don't need to do some of these terrible things that we see in the news, like worshiping black people almost. That's not Christian. Like, what you should be doing is just be yourself and just don't be a jerk. Really, that's what it comes down to. Not racism or anything else, but just be kind to one another. Thank you. Hello. Thank you for watching this video by Life with Christ. If you enjoyed this video, please consider like, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Thank you, and God be with you.